What is going on there, ladies and gentlemen? Monster Man Vapes back again, and today for review, we're going to take a look at the Aromanizer Lite RTA by Steamcrave. So, without any hesitation and me not talking your ear off, let's dive down on the table and take a closer look at the Aromanizer Lite. Alright folks, this is the packaging that the Aromanizer Lite will come in. And with this packaging, as you can see, you get two spare glasses, one a spare straight glass, a bubble glass, extra O-rings, extra grub screws, a mouth to lung drip tip, triple tool, and a user manual. And last but certainly not least, you get your Aromanizer Lite RTA. This is a 23mm RTA, standard Steamcrave style drip tip, dual O-ring on the drip tip, nothing down here. Now I will say this is a direct lung drip tip, where this one is more of a mouth to lung that Steamcrave has included, because this thing is meant for tight direct lung or mouth to lung. As you can see here on the top here, this is a top fill tank. Take the top off and you get your kidney shaped slots there on the top. Now as always with Steamcrave, to access the base, you unscrew the bottom like so. The base will come off just like that. Set that down there for a second, and obviously you pull the build deck out. Now right here, as you can see, you got two holes, one for your negative, one for your positive. And just like any other Steamcrave product, you have wicking to where you just cover the holes down here, and the juice will come up through the bottom, as you can see right there. The juice will come down to the side of the deck, out, over, and then back up. Now, just to let you guys know that the standard straight glasses hold 3.5 mils, whereas the bubble glass holds 4.5 mils. Now, I fully reassembled the tank to show you the airflow here. As you can see, traditional Steamcrave style airflow. You got a bigger hole here and a slightly smaller hole here, both connected. And as always, you just turn it. As you can see, you can run it just like any other Steamcrave product. However, though, unlike the others, this does have smaller holes for your mouth to lung. You have 3 airflow options for mouth to lung. You can go for the really tight small hole, the slightly looser larger second hole, or you can get a nice airy mouth to lung through the larger hole. Now I will say though, I've been running this in direct lungs, so I've been running it between here and here. So here's a closer look at the deck. As you can see, the distance between the two holes. You can put a pretty decent sized coil in here. I feel really comfortable while testing this, putting a 3mm in here. The wicking ain't too bad, so without hesitation, why don't we put it in a build, shall we? So here is how I have it built for this review. This is a 2636 fused Clapton coil, 6 wraps on a 3mm diameter. This is all nichrome, and as you can see, it's not too big. It's really not too big at all. As far as width though, that's probably about as wide as you can go, because as you can see, you have the leads going straight down from each other. So another wrap will be too wide, or this is probably about as big as you can go for this little tank. But I have a feeling that this coil is going to run quite smoothly. So I'm going to get this glowing evenly, and then we're going to bring it back over, and I'm going to show you how I wick this. So I got it to glow evenly from the inside out, just like you want any other coil. And so now it's time to clip the wick. Now, how I've been doing it is, the deck is right here, right where my scissors are at. That's the edge of the deck. However, you kind of want to go a couple millimeters just past it, just like so, and then even it out on the other side. So right about there. There we go. Perfect. So another trick that I've learned with this tank is that you kind of have to comb the cotton out just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. To kind of thin out the end here, just so it can help soak more juice to the coil. So I'm just going to very lightly comb out the ends here, just a little bit. Not too much. Don't want to thin it out too far. So just like that, just a bit, just a few pulls here and there, just to kind of straighten it out, get any knots out, thin it out just a bit. As you can see right here, not too much. And then you just clip off the excess. Boom, Boom. And then another thing is, to kind of help this out a little bit, you kind of see how it's got that bow tie look. So you kind of want to straighten her out. You get your scissors right along here, and you just kind of straighten her out. Just like that. And of course, the next thing to do is we're going to tuck the wicks in. As you can see down here, that is your space right there, right here underneath the cotton. So you're just going to lightly and very gently just tuck her in. Just like so. You don't want to jam it in there. You just want to very lightly just kind of tuck her in there a bit. Just like that. So I got the cotton coil juiced up a little bit. This coil came out to a 0.32, got it 34 watts. Let's check out some of the vapor production just off the coil. Now I say that actually is pretty killer for a little single coil like this. But let's put the tank back together, fill her up, and we'll bring it back up top for my final opinion. Alright folks, we are back up top with the Aromanizer Lite RTA. Actually on the box it said RTA, so I am wrong. I apologize. RTA. Now, like I said, that coil that I put in there, we're at a 0.32. I actually bumped up the wattage, as in the download. I had it at 34 watts, but I actually bumped it up to 45 watts, running at 0.32, 3.75 volts. And I have the airflow to the biggest hole setting. So here we go. Very impressive for this little tank. Now remember, the straight glass holds 3.5 mils of liquid, whereas the bubble glass that comes with the packaging has 4.5 mil capacity. But the airflow is quite smooth, pretty quiet in my opinion. There is a slight whistle, like right at the end of the inhale. You can just hear it. So let's take it down to the little narrow slit that's alongside of the biggest airflow setting. Did you hear that? Yeah, that's a definite whistle right there. But it is also meant for mouth to lung. Now, I don't know if this is meant for mouth to lung, but I'm the monster man. I'm crazy, so let's give it a shot. Take the drip tip off, right that. Put in the mouth to lung drip tip. So there is the direct lung drip tip, and there is the mouth to lung. As you can see, a much smaller diameter bore. So let's bring down the airflow to, let's go with this biggest mouth to lung setting. Bring the wattage down, why not, 28 watts. Very airy, I will say that, for a mouth to lung. Very airy. Alright, let's go down to its second biggest hole. Still a little airy, and you can hear a faint whistle. Just a faint whistle on the pole. So now, let's go down to its smallest setting. As you can see right there, that itty bitty hole. Now that feels like a more proper mouth to lung hit, but I'm not a mouth to lung guy, so I am going to adjust the airflow back to where I had it, which is wide open, and I'm taking it back up to 45 watts. Actually, airflow ain't too bad with this slightly smaller bore on the mouth to lung tip. It's actually not quite as airy. To me, it's actually a good balance between the airflow at the bottom, and the bore of the drip tip, in my opinion. All in all, this is actually a pretty solid tank. Very, very clean as far as the machining in the tank itself, the build deck. I have yet to take this apart. It's very, very tight, and I could not get it apart to save my life. But if you do get it apart, you have a spare straight glass and a bubble glass to your leisure in case you break the one that it comes with. If you want a little bit better capacity for liquid, obviously you go with the bubble glass. The flavor ain't too bad. The flavor is there. It's not as strong with most tanks, but of course this is a very small tank, a single coil tank. This is this is meant for the people that like to vape at a lower wattage, a cooler vape. So I'm not picking up a lot of the flavor, but the airflow is very smooth. It is pretty quiet, except for that slight whistle. It's wicking great. Overall, it's a very great vape. It's a very clean tank. So, would I recommend this? Yes. Out of a 5-star rating, I would give this a 3.5. It's solid, but there is that whistle, and you can just hear it. And if your ears are very sensitive to whistle sounds, it will probably drive you up the wall. So that's why I'm giving it a 3.5. Could be a slight bit taller for a better e-juice capacity, but again, this tank ain't really meant to compete with a lot of the bigger RTAs out there, like the Aromanizer Plus. The Aromanizer Plus, the Rebirth RTA. A lot of those tanks, they're meant for basically more cloud production and flavor. This is more so just for a restricted hit and made just for flavor. But all in all, still a very nice tank. Very, very nice tank. So guys, that does it for this review. Thank you for watching. If you like it, give me that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate all my subscribers. And until next time, Monster Man Vapes, signing off.